Hey, what's up guys, it's Aladdin. In today's video, we got some really upsetting news regarding the live-action Netflix series. The original creators of Avatar, Bryan Konietzko and Michael DiMartino, are officially out due to complications with Netflix. However, I'll be covering everything that both Bryan and Michael have stated in their official statements, along with Netflix also dropping a statement about all this. So definitely stay tuned for all this because you don't want to miss it. But before we get into the video though, I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing another $20 gift card giveaway at 15,000 subscribers. All you gotta do if you want to participate is 1. Be a subscriber, 2. Like the video, and 3. Leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video. Once we have 15,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. Now lastly, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It definitely helps out the channel grow and lets others like you stay tuned with the latest shows and movies. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. Now with that all out of the way, we can finally get into the video. As of August 12, 2020, Bryan Konietzko and Michael DiMartino have officially left the live-action Netflix series. If 2020 couldn't get any worse, it just has. We literally just lost 2 of the original creators of the show, which means this live-action can go either ways. Either it can turn out to be a huge success or a huge flop. And to be honest, I don't think it's looking that great. In my previous videos, I've always spoke about being optimistic and positive when it came to the live-action series, and that was mainly due to the original creators being on board. But with them out of the picture now, it just doesn't look that promising to say the least. Now, I could be completely wrong and the show could become an instant success. However, without the direction and the vision of Bryan and Michael's, it just doesn't seem like it'll uphold itself without them on board. Now, Bryan and Michael have shared their statements through social media. They both provide a well explanation on what happened and why they departed from the series. I'll start with Bryan's statement first. He said, "Before I get to the crux of this statement, I would like to make it clear that I am very aware and appreciative of the fact that I'm in an exceedingly fortunate position, and that the following issues are indeed good problems to have. Even more so now that we are in the grips of a global pandemic and a cratering economy which have left millions unemployed. With that crucial context, here's the big news from my little world. Michael DiMartino and I recently chose to leave Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the series he and I created together in 2002. We will have no involvement in the project moving forward. This is probably the most difficult decision I have ever made, but there is no doubt in my mind it was absolutely the right choice. When Netflix brought me on board to run this series alongside Mike 2 years ago, they made a very public promise to support our vision. Unfortunately, there was no follow-through on that promise. Though I got to work with some great individuals, both on Netflix's side and on our own small development team. The general handling of the project created what I felt was a negative and unsupportive environment. To be clear, this was not a simple matter of us not getting our way. Mike and I are collaborative people. We do not need all of the ideas to come from us. As long as we felt those ideas were in line with the spirit and integrity of Avatar, we would have happily embraced them. However, we ultimately came to the belief that we would not be able to meaningfully guide the direction of the series. Though I am profoundly disappointed by how things turned out, there are wonderful talented people who are still working on the series. Some who Mike and I personally hired and got to know well during our time on the project. We worked very hard together towards a shared dream of how special this adaptation could be. And I want to see them employed, and I hope they get the chance to do their best work on the series. Perhaps the team that remains might still be able to make something fans of the original and entirely new audience can enjoy. By and large, I have an incredibly charmed career and I am very grateful for it. And I am enormously lucky for the amazing global community of fans that has grown around the shows Mike and I have created and run together. I will continue to be deeply involved in the Avatar universe, telling the stories my partner and I want to tell in the way we want to tell them. I will put my time, energy, and talents towards the projects that give me the most fulfillment and where I'm afforded trust and respect. Life is too short to do otherwise." Now here's Michael's statement. He said, "Many of you have been asking me for updates about the Avatar live-action Netflix series. I can finally tell you that I am no longer involved with the project. In June of this year, after 2 years of development work, Bryan Konietzko and I made the difficult decision to leave the production. When Bryan and I signed on to the project in 2018, we were hired as executive producers and showrunners. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix said that it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. And we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped. Look, things happen, productions are challenging, unforeseen events arise, plans have to change. And when those things have happened at other points during my career, I try to be like an air nomad and adapt. I do my best to go with the flow no matter what obstacle is put in my way. But even an air nomad knows when it's time to cut their losses and move on. I started to reevaluate what is truly important in my life and what I wanted to do with what's left of it. I took some advice from Uncle Iroh. I looked inward and started asking myself the big question, who are you and what do you want? I also saw wisdom from Stoic philosophers who were big on differentiating between what is within our control and what isn't. I realized I couldn't control the creative direction of the series, but I could control how I responded, so I chose to leave the project. It was the hardest professional decision I've ever had to make, and certainly not one that I took lightly, but it was necessary for my happiness and creative integrity. And who knows, Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar has the potential to be good. It might turn out to be a show many of you end up enjoying, but what I can be certain about is that whatever version ends up on screen, it will not be what Brian and I have envisioned or intended to make. I also want to be clear that this doesn't mean the end of my involvement in the Avatar universe. These stories and characters are important to me, and the renewed interest and excitement in Avatar and Korra has been inspiring to see. Writing this letter has left me with a very heavy heart. I know many of you will be disappointed and frustrated by this news. I get it. I share your disappointment and frustration. I also recognize this creative setback is small compared to the problems we're all facing as a society right now. Thankfully, Iroh offered some wisdom for that too. Sometimes life is like this dark tunnel. You can't always see the light at the end of the tunnel, but if you just keep moving, you will come to a better place. May we all keep moving and come to a better place. After reading both of their statements, you could clearly tell the reasoning for them leaving was due to Netflix not following up on their promise. Brian and Michael weren't able to express their vision the way that they wanted to, leaving them to say, okay, we're out then. I just find it ridiculous that they weren't able to be creative in the way that they like. I actually thought Netflix would allow them to do whatever they wanted, especially after seeing the success that the animated series did for their streaming service. It just makes no sense, to be honest. But also, the show is not cancelled. It's just the original creators won't be a part of the project anymore, leaving most of us to wonder, will it be good or will it be like the doo-doo movie? That only time can tell. However, I am disappointed that Netflix couldn't follow up on their promise. I just find that shady business and whack. Who knows, Netflix might change their mind and let Brian and Michael do their original plan once they hear about all the feedback from all the fans and all. Remember, the best way for us to get our voice out is by voicing it through social media and letting them know exactly what we want. Now, Brian and Michael did speak about the Avatar universe, which means we could potentially see a new Avatar show or maybe even a show of Aang and the group all grown up. I think that would be a dope idea to have them in their adult version. It could literally be right after the comics if they decided to do that. I don't know, I'm just throwing up ideas at this point. But what do you guys think? Would you rather want them to create a new Avatar show or have Aang and his friends in their adult years? Let me know in the comment section. Now lastly, I just want to address this. I think it was smart for Brian and Michael to leave the show for the sake of their happiness. Hear me out. Why would they stay with Netflix if Netflix can't follow up on their promise? You see, I'd rather they be happy where they can find new joy and excitement in their careers in life, than to stress about someone else dictating where their story should go and how it should go. I just think it was a smart move for them to back off the project. Yes, it sucks, and yes, I wish it didn't have to be that way, but for the sake of their happiness, I'll accept it. Just because, truth be told, I know Brian and Michael can come up with plenty of more new Avatar content for us to enjoy, so I won't stress too much about it. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I know most of you are going to be upset with all this because truthfully, I am as well. I wish that it didn't have to be this way and that we could have both Brian and Michael still on board on this live action. However, when you have one side that can't agree on one thing, then the whole project just falls apart, and that's kind of what happened here. I do hope in the future that things can work out and that somehow Netflix allows them to do whatever they please, but sadly I highly doubt we'll get that anytime soon. But I'd love to know your opinion on this matter and how you guys feel. Leave all your comments in the comments section and let me know. Now, even though Brian and Michael won't be a part of the show anymore, I'll still be covering everything about Avatar. So any news, leaks, casting, and etc., I'll have all that on this channel, so make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. But before I go, don't forget about that $20 gift card giveaway that I'll be doing once we hit 15,000 subscribers. All you gotta do if you want to participate is 1. Be a subscriber, 2. Like the video, and 3. Leave a comment discussing anything that you liked about the video. Once we hit 15,000 subscribers, I'll pick the winner in whatever most recent video I have out, so good luck to everyone. But finally, I just want to say thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't by now. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified right away when I drop my next video. If you don't mind, share the video if you thought it was good and want others to see it. Thank you all once more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.